Hey, what's up again, everybody? Part two. Apparently, Sharefactory has this new limit, 24 minutes, and I gotta say everything before that time limit ends, or else no video. And like, I had to make a long one because everyone's freaking out. Like, I just got back from watching, well, a bit of it. I'm actually watching it right now, and I just said, like, what's the point of me like coming out with a video? Sorry about this. I'm just gonna close this door up. Deals helps with the echo. Excuse me. And everyone was freaking out, like, how come this guy's getting let out? Like, what is the point of the justice system? And like, not to get off of track, right? So to go back to what I was saying, right? So on the left, you have like one guy who is very much, guilty of a crime far worse than like, just rocking the N word, like, and going after like a single mother and her child, has their phone out ready and stuff. They're not even from the country and shit. Like, do you understand like the dynamic of how like batshit insane that is? And then on the other side, like the special spectrum, the the many colored non-azure spectrum. You have Hassan's friend who is moderating for him. And here's the thing, like, I have a funny feeling like Hassan has no idea who this guy is. Like, it's just some arbitrary guy that's magnetically like attracted to his whole cause and stuff. And because he finds camaraderie with like, the degenerate, like, like the guy went like, here's the funny thing, like Hassan actually went to a Diddy party. You understand? Like Hassan is like one of those like, lucky special kids that like has like insanely powerful parents or whoever to protect him from like the legal system, the public, the media. Like I was actually like, when I started first making videos, I like glanced over like from a Google search like Hassan's age and shit, and it actually said he was way older. Like he was born like I think 1980, 1979 or something like that. Like something like way older than he actually is right now. And then it just like conveniently changed his age now to like 30 something. And I was just like, wait, what? No, you don't look it, you don't act it, and like that's not even the worst part. Like many of the people who are on his side, like are of this age, around that age of like old people who are they're really weird. Like this moderator of Hassan's, apparently he's like 47. I don't know if I said this already, but like, you know what I mean. Like he's on the Pornhub. He has an account. Use the exact same name for some reason. So he uses the name Gorbachev or something like that. Like maybe it's like some kind of communist dog whistle name or something like that. And he uses that on his Reddit, and then he has like a porn hub account or like whatever X video with the exact same name and his actual age, because I don't know if like he uses his credit card or like whatever to like buy porn videos. And yo, that's not even the worst part. You want to know what the worst part is? Like I don't know who pointed this out. Was it his editor or was it like a completely different YouTube channel? I think if it wasn't Asmon Gold, maybe it was most likely more Pegasus or a Cheeto, or for all I know, Sensitive Society. One of the young bucks pointed him out. And when I say young blood, I'm not trying to be like insulting, like young compared to me. I'm like 40 now, so yeah, context. But he had like something like over 10,000 videos, porn videos. Like what the fuck? He uploaded them. Like how? What? Who are these people? Oh, so going back to the crazy side of leftists and their hysteric media and stuff, and like they're wanting to take over the world for some reason, even though the world that they come from is just, it's smoked. It's just like ash. They left it to ruin, and they're coming over here. And like I said, like a permanent social distance is required. Like these people, they want respect. They want attention. They want to be heard and listened to. And all you have to do to take that away from them is just exist in a vacuum. You know what I mean? Like they can say whatever they want and let the echo of silence ring throughout. Like they don't speak for any of us. They don't speak for me or even the ethnic groups that they pretend to like, speak like, stick up for. Like the majority of those immigrants came over here legally, dude. Like I hate to say this, but like there are millions of people in just North America alone, right? Let alone the UK, let alone Australia, all over these places, like these magnets of terrorists. And the majority of the people who immigrated there are legal citizens. Majority. Now, why do they have support? Well, this is why. You have a 47-year-old moderator, and he's like going after this like random girl on, I don't know, Twitch, right? I guess because that's where she's like, streaming or whatever. And like she's pretty, dude. Like this is what it means to be in opposition and in constant jealousy of people who are better than you, so you can break them down and pretend to be their ally when they're like, you know what I mean, like in a state of vulnerability. And like, yeah, it's so funny too how like I'm only hearing about this now, about the story about what happened to Shiloh and her kid and the people who were recording her. I'm only hearing about this now. If it wasn't for Leonarda and her YouTube video about this, I would have no idea that this occurred. Like I just thought that this was like some random, incident. The people who were recording like probably had like kids of their own in the park, or maybe they're like the parents or the guardian of that child, right? And like that's why they record. No, this was so two random guys who raped a 16-year-old like girl, and they're in the country illegally, or you know what I mean, like semi-illegal. Like it's just bullshit. From Somalia too. Icing on the motherfucking cake. See, like think about it like this. They're gonna tell you how to vote in an election. They're gonna tell you who's right and who's wrong. And yet when it comes to the actual scale of morality, they don't even come close. Right? Like this idea that the people getting sued by Ethan Klein are somehow innocent or like, victims of circumstance is so like dismissive to like any form of like culpability and intelligence. Like, are we dealing with people who are too stupid to drive cars? Because that's what I'm seeing. Like, if you can't like comprehend the gravity and the consequences of your action, should you be operating a motorized vehicle? And like, why do you think like it's all so often you see like incels, leftists, sometimes people like on the right. I'm not gonna pretend like this. There's never been someone, but mostly like people who are on the fringe, people who like don't have like a lot going for them, and they'll take a car and they'll like run people over. And so it's a very common trend. And why Grand Theft Auto is the most popular game in the world? Because we both fantasize about running each other over. So dumb. Because it's like once you get past the whole like the notoriety and like the whole comical nature of like, oh yeah, I just ran someone over in a video game. It's so realistic. These Grand Theft Auto 4 graphics are so great. Grand Theft Auto 5 sucks. It's just like, okay, once you get past like doing it for the hundredth or the thousandth time, whatever you need to like get satisfied, right? Like you actually have to like comprehend something. Like, okay, what happens if you actually do this in a motorized vehicle? Most likely the car is gonna break down, dude. Like if you crash your car by hitting a deer, most likely if you hit a bunch of people, the same thing's gonna happen. But like yeah, thinking things through is not exactly the strong point of these people. Like, having a name that is separate from your Pornhub account is just too much to ask. Or like, pulling out your phone and pretending to be a vigilante, and pretending to be the good guy. I'm sticking up for the black people, black power and shit. Motherfucker, you tried to rape a 16-year-old girl. And speaking of which, going back, King Aluze, holy shit, holy god damn, dude. Like, I know I joked about Andrew Tate, becoming the next prime minister of the UK, and to a lot of like, well, I guess primarily women or just like people who have been involved or like victims of these horrific sexual assaults, etc. Right? Like, yeah, came off as insincere. I'm sorry about that, but like, jokes aside, like, the reason I'm bringing this shit up is because these guys have been pretty much around for, I'd say, close to like half a decade. And what has been the end result of their, machinations? Well, we have proven beyond the reasonable doubt that not everybody should have children because the absentee parenting that have been involved with many of these young men who, casually view these, videos or whatever, right, has reached critical mass. Like, not just them, the streamers, the kick streamers, like all these us- unusually degenerate types of people, like these types of people who are depraving themselves for kids, right? For the views of kids, for the money of children with disposable incomes, right? And it's just like this farcical circus that we pretend that these people are any value in life because we put like a artificial value on the amount of money somebody has in their bank account rather what they do with their money or how they treat their significant others, etc., right? So in a world like this, you have video evidence of Puff Daddy not only close fist punching Cassie, but kicking her on the ground, throwing a glass at her, most likely causing like, you know, irreparable damage. And I know they settled that court case separately, and like there's one of those things that in court, if you use like a testimony in one case, like I don't know if like a lot of states in America are like this, but in some instances, like you can't use that evidence in another case because it's like, oh, it's already been like resolved. So and then he walks on his racketeering charges, his sex trafficking charges, it's like all the serious ones that would put this guy in the slammer for a long ass time. And yo, Cat Williams, he's got to watch his back. I know he's the man and shit. He's like the OG pimp and shit. And I'm like, I don't need to worry about a man who's like a maid, who's made like that. But like at the same time, like, what did we all just witness? What did we all just bear witness to? We watched one of the most guilty people, more guilty, has more blood on his hands than motherfucking OJ Simpson. Okay? And even though they couldn't prove anybody got killed because of this guy, speaking of which, his wife, his first wife, like there's a whole story behind that. Well, like what I mean? Like, yo, what is it? It's nothing, man. It's every single time you've been told by your teachers, your overly concerned parents, those well-to-do people in the academia, all that shit was for nothing, man. These guys are so guilty of sin. It's not even close. Like, I would live my entire lifetime and I couldn't even like stomach the ability to abuse like a single person, let alone like 1/4 of the people that Tough Daddy has like affected with his like bullshit. And Hassan went to his party. Like, dude, this is the times we're living in. Like, Hassan does not want to stick up for his, or he's saying that he's gonna do it anonymously, stick up for his like minions and stuff. And his minions are like just scrambling, just like suffering. Oh, I don't want to deal with this lawsuit and stuff. Like, why would you steal then? Why did you steal? Then brag about it, and then quirkily smile like, and you're ugly too. Like, here's the thing, like, this is what people need to understand. Like, Incel TV, Hassan, the left, like, you're trying to impersonate and be like people who are vastly more attractive and important than you are. You will never attain the amount of importance that you are trying to achieve. Like, you know who the best compliment you get is from Taylor Lenz and some gay guy on a like podcast. It just looks like some stupid ass like ugly fuck. Oh man. Yeah, this is the times we're living in. Well, anyways, I gotta make some like more videos, well, like PlayStation 4 shit, and some more Monster Hunter videos because like people are talking mad smack about Lagiacrus or the Lagiacrus. I don't care how you say it. Well, anyways, thanks for watching my part 2. Take care.